I'm Jibberish.
I'm Jonathan.
You are looking rough, luffers.
Rough?
Yeah, I just realised when I've seen you on camera, I'm like, jeez, what's going on with you? Tough week.
Tough week. Yeah, I've had to protect myself from the sun. It's all that batting I've done out in the sun.
Whoa, sounds interesting. Is that?
No, I'm thinking about growing a beard. I don't know.
Can you grow a beard? You're looking a bit light in areas.
I get a bit patchy, yeah.
Anyway, on with today's show. We're going to be talking a little bit about cricket because
good looking.
we're over in West Indies at the moment.
Oh,
in
yes.
sunshine.
Yes.
And as usual, our go-to will be talking football. Jack's got a little question, which I have no idea what it is. Just said, can you say, I've got a question. So we'll ask
I've got a question.
We'll ask that shortly. But in the meantime, how did we get on in our semi-final against the Exiles? Do I need to get you some tissues?
No. Well, depends what you want tissues for, because we made the final. We got there. Yeah, great day. Great morning, great performance.
Up the Wanderers.
Up the Wanderers, yes. So we made the final, which we play next weekend. Not sure if it's Saturday or Sunday yet. So, but yeah, all good. It was a bit nip and tuck at times.
So it's not this week; it's the week after.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know, anyway.
Nope.
No. So you can't come support me.
No. I'll be supporting you from afar.
It's likely to be an Ashman anyway, so nobody wants to go to Ashman. I mean, it's a nice ground, but nobody wants to go to Ashman.
No.
Well, they find a McGettigans at Ashman after the game.
Very interesting. Oh, well, I did get a message off you. Very excited.
Yeah. Like, where's this come from?
Yeah.
It's as if somebody's like a pop-up McGettigans.
Very excited, and he wanted to stay out. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
That's probably why you're still rough. You've never been home yet, have you?
Yeah, I've just been around Ashman for a week.
So how do you get on with the band?
It's good. 56, not 56 or 59, so not massively quick, but we needed it. We lost two early wickets, two of our biggest players, Clint and Brannan. So
they would have loved getting Big Clint out.
Oh yeah, big cellos, and he got a bit of a send off. And then me and the young lad, Ethan.
From DC?
No, he's from Abu Dhabi.
Alright, okay.
But he's class. He just turned 16 this week actually, but he's class.
Oh, happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Ethan. I made him put 115, 120 or something like that. And then Jay got a few, Dave got a few, really good, unselfish batting near the end because it's difficult going into the last 5-6 overs. And we got us to 1-8-5, I think it was.
Good score on that ground?
I think so, yeah. Like in the morning, it's difficult. Like the one time we played at night, there was an absolute belter, and you were thinking 220s par. But the 3 games we've played there during the day and in the morning, and it's actually on the other road as well. So I don't know if that makes a difference, but I think 180 well in the game.
And we had a bit of a heat as well, didn't we, this week?
It's
finally cooled down a little bit.
Yeah, it was hot at the weekend though.
It's like we had a little heat wave, and now suddenly, which I was told by a geography teacher, it's because there's a cold snap over the Russian area. A genuine, nothing to do with any politics or anything, genuine cold snap, which was forcing a high pressure down here, which increased our temperature. Cold snap is now gone, temperature's back to normal.
Very good. Useful piece of information.
Good job, teacher.
Well, yeah. Yeah, it was hot. So yeah, there was at one point where they had a good partnership, and their best player, Sai, who's actually a good lad as well, he got 7-shot batting really well. But I always felt confident. Young Ethan bowled nice. He was coming as a second spinner, bowled really well. And they needed, like at one point, we got the run rate up to like 10s, 11s. And so I think going into the last 5 overs, I think they needed about just under 60, 55, 58, something like that. But we had 2 overs of Clint to bowl.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't getting 22 off Clint's 2 overs. No. So yeah, in the end we won by 15, I think, and comfortably. He's comfortable, more comfortable than that. So yeah, so that's good.
And how did they react at the end?
They were okay this time. I think they finally realised that
they're just a better team.
Yeah, and that actually the way they're winning things is just not. In fact, they won't know that because there's too many selfish people involved.
Okay, but they're learning to lose a little bit better.
Yes, they are. Yeah. So now we've just got to make sure that everybody's fit and available for next weekend.
And do you know who you're playing? Or is that
no, that's this weekend. Yes.
Scouting mission?
Might do. I don't know when it is. Might have a look. Top Gunners or Dubai Rhinos. The problem with both of them, we beat both of them. Is you just don't know what side they're going to bring. I've said that before on the podcast because there is registration, but it's a bit loose, and you can play another like.
Sounds like Saturday night in Preston.
We're confident we could beat anybody, clearly, but
Yeah.
if all of a sudden one of the sides turns up with 4 pros from the Division A, which could happen, makes life a little bit tricky, doesn't it?
Okay, but confident and.
Yeah, I think we can beat anybody.
Well, we'll still do the podcast next week, so we'll be able to wish you luck then.
Oh, thanks.
That's right, you will.
Okay, what about yourself? Mixed. You did briefly say this over coffee this morning.
Yeah, so it was.
Mixed bag.
The old cliche, game of 2 halves would be the correct
There
answer.
we go.
So started the game pretty well. Matt's put one in. Steph's come in, finished really, really well. Put 1-0 up in the first few minutes. We drew 2 over these last time.
The Grizzlies,
yeah,
That's definitely not Preston. Huh?
Yeah, it's just the kebab house.
Loose at 2 with the Grizzlies.
Yes, many a time. Oof, I was going to reminisce then, but we'll leave that to the side. Yeah, but it was started really well, and then a couple of minutes later, picked the ball up, left back lunges in. I could see it coming. You can see somebody just going to dive in here. So as he did, just lifted the ball up, let him take me out. Penalty. So I put the ball down, take a deep breath, looking at the keeper, and I'm like, he was the keeper last time. I went left. Right, okay. You know what? I'm feeling pretty confident. I'm going to stall the penalty. I'm going to wait for him to make the move, and I'm going to place it a bit like, not Jorginho where he does a little canter, but slow it right down to the point where I'm just going to place the opposite side. Anyway, he's made a slight movement to his right. I've gone, there we go, bing, gone left. He's stepped right to then dive left. And he's basically sold me down the river. And to be fair, he's made a good save because it's hit the underside of his hand. He's slapped it into the floor and it's bounced out. It could have bounced under and gone in, but it's bounced out straight to in the pathway of our right winger who's run onto it 4 yards out, put it wide by 8. With a bizarre, I just don't know why he didn't inside a foot volley it, but it's kind of like jumped into volley it and then just skew whiffed it wide. So I'm like, oh, what a disaster, should be 2-0 up. A couple of minutes after that, their centre half goes to do a switch. I've left him, and then just as he goes to release, I've stepped across, pinched the ball, gone at a bad angle. Because initially when I took the touch, I looked at the keeper and I was like, there's a huge gap front post, I can roll it into the front post here. Anyway, as I've had to try and come back on myself because we've gone away from goal on my second touch, keeper's come out and that gap at the front post is not there. So drop shoulder one way, gone the other, gone around the keeper and hit this shot. And as the defender's run back on the line, it's just hit his heel and just zipped out and gone for a corner. So I'm like, should be 3-0. We've then given away a stupid free kick and this lad has hit an absolute rasper. I will say that I thought the keeper should have done better. It was right at him and it went through the middle of his hand. The lad has absolutely smashed it. He's just got a lot of just whiz on it and it's just kind of keeper's took a step and gone. And by the time he gets his hands up, it's already through. 1-1, and then disaster happened. They get another free kick from another sloppy foul. They hit a free kick. Keeper's made a save, rebounded out. Lad's gone to cross it in. Keeper's gone out to try and catch it, and only managed to get a hand on it. Fell to their forward. He's tapped it in, put 2-1 down.
Oh dear.
And then they start from that point onwards. Half an hour into the game, slow playing everything. Slow play, free kicks, goal kicks, throw-ins, everything's slow.
You played 90 minutes yet, don't you?
Yeah, so 45 minutes at half time. Gaffers give a talk going, look lads, every confidence ability, just keep going, you'll get there.
Well done, Gaffer, because I know you're listening.
Yeah, and I was like in my head, I'm like, you know what? And I turned around to Graham and I was like, I owe the team 2 goals, I'm going to score 2 goals. Definitely going to get 2 goals. Anyway, it just went from bad for worse for me. We get a free kick and I can see this gap and I'm just thinking, just clip it over. And it just didn't come down, just carried on going up. And then I was like, what are you doing? And I just had a little word to myself. For about 60 minutes, we're still 2-1 down. It might even be later than that. And the ball's come out on the right, we've got a free kick. Steph's gone to put this free kick in, overhit it, keeper's misjudged it, he's come out, gone straight up top of him into the far corner, 2-2.
Back in the game.
Back in the game, and then, it must have been later than that because we just literally blitz him in really, really quickly. Got the balls, Robin went on a bit of a run, cut it into me, I took a touch around defender, played it back square between 2 defenders, took a touch and put it into the bottom corner. So they 3-2 up, and then they capitulated. Ball's then come into me, I've got a defender behind me, I've done a little drop of a shoulder, played it the opposite way for steps around to. Inside the foot he's got underneath it, it's got it in off the bar, you've done that,
Looks good.
looks class. So that's his hat-trick.
Good Steph.
Yeah, 4-2 up. And then what can only be described as probably the goal of the night, ball's come into me, I took a touch around the defender, played it to Graham who wanted to get a shot off, they closed him down pretty quick, he's then played it into T, and I just carried on running in the direction. So I played it to Graham here, and I just carried it going into that direction. Graham's played it to T, I've seen T again, I've gone T back heel, T's back heeled it into here. I took around the goalkeeper, and then rather than just slotting it in, I've gone and done a reverse back heel for some bizarre reason, which was...
Because you're having a great game, so you do that,
yeah, because you're thinking you should just go safety. But what happened is because I'm running this direction, I'm backing it with this foot, and it's got to go that direction. As I'm back in it, I've got to jump up in the air with this foot, so I don't hit the back heel against myself. So the element of risk is like pretty high, considering nothing's going right for it. As I did it, I realised I was like, you're an idiot. Why have you just done that? Anyway, thankfully it's gone in the back of the net. Puts 5-2 up, and then 2 minutes later, Robbins passed the ball through to me. Dave called for offside, nowhere near offside, gone through with the goal, put it past him. 1-6-2.
So that's unbeaten, will continue. Then where's that put in the league?
55, I think.
55.
55 unbeaten, I think. I'm pretty sure it's 55. I saw a message going out last night, they got a bit excited. So we're now 4th in the league, with games in hand on everybody above us. There's a bit of controversy going on in the league at the moment. So normally if a team can't get a team together, they'll say, look, Jack can't get a team together, can we postpone and play another time? Because the important thing is it's fast, we just want to get game time. Anyway, 1st and 2nd have took the points. They've gone, oh no, you can't play a team, right, we'll get 3-0 win. So the Turks, or VIP Kickers, took the 3 points against Bears because they couldn't get a team together. And FC Dubai, who was 2nd, took their 3 points because the other team couldn't get a team together. Meanwhile, Irish who were above us, in 3rd, they played their game 1 and we won our game. So it's everything to play for. And dead bizarrely is we've got a couple of lower level teams in the next few weeks. And we've got Maserati who are 5th, or whatever they're called. They'll be a tricky team. Then we've got Safa who drew with we should be, and then we've got somebody else. And then the last 3 games of the season, the Turks, AFC Dubai, Irish. So
what's it running?
Last 3 games.
Warm as well, huh?
Yeah, last 3 games of the season are 1st, 2nd, 3rd. Or if by that point, if we caught up on our games,
you'll be top.
It'll be us 1st versus 2nd, 3rd, 4th.
Yeah.
So everybody's still got everything to play for. We're still unbeaten. The run continues, and I'm now level with the guy that was giving big licks at Christmas about him being top, where he'd scored, I think, at 10 or 11, and I didn't go off the mark because I've been playing centre back. I've got 1 goal. Now we're tied 12-12.
Ah, there you go. Get you off on. Before, this isn't the question I was going to ask you. When you talk about penalties and techniques, I heard something really bizarre at the weekend that Ivan Toney, they reckon, is the best penalty taker in the world.
Have you seen him take them?
I have seen him take them.
It's phenomenal.
He is good. However, I did put Andy Gray was like said exactly the same as you, but he said they cannot put him in the same breath as and then he mentioned Jorginho, Kane, somebody else
because he's not missed a fair few.
Because he's not taking them at any international really high pressured game, not the Premiership or whatever. Just interesting thought. Yeah. It's a big statement for somebody who's only had half a season in the Premier League.
Yeah, his quality of penalty is unbelievable because he was doing what I was trying to do, but obviously he's able to just...
He just whacks it all, doesn't he?
But yeah, he does play... I think if yesterday, because I was just going for the old, he's moved that way, I'll place it just the opposite day, I didn't really go for the corner. Yeah. If I'd gone for the corner, he doesn't get there. Yeah. But... normally, I would run up and make everything about my penalty look like I'm going that side, and the last minute, I'll whip across and go across. I should have just done that, because every time I've gone that, even when the keeper's gone that way, they've never
I was saying that Kane, pretty much he does that a lot of the time, doesn't he? He occasionally might be down the middle, or I think that actually a couple of his misses when he's just tried to instep it that way. But when they go, even when the keeper goes, they can't get there, can they? Yeah, so... big statement though, Fred.
But nice, the gaffer texted me this morning, congratulated him on 2 goals, said I played well, and then said I'm on the next penalty.
Oh, very good.
Confidence.
Good, well done, Gaffer.
Thank you. Right, should we go with your question first, or should we go?
Yeah, go. Let's go Premiership first,
Okay,
and then at the end of it we'll go for it.
So we'll have a quick recap of last week's games. I actually missed the Saturday game, Liverpool game, because of being at the World School Games with Harry.
Oh, yes.
But Liverpool 2, Brighton 0, Diaz on the score sheet, Salah also on the score sheet.
Yeah, Diaz got absolutely...
I've not even seen it.
Oh, my
It's taken out.
Yeah. As that's not a red card, I've got no idea. I mean, I think, again, I'm not going to waste breath, but VAR has had a shocker this last week of fixtures, hasn't it?
Yeah, so I completely missed that. I didn't see the Brentford 2, Burnley 0, but great result for Brentford.
Yeah.
Burnley...
I think they've gone now. I think that little burst has gone. Brentford, good to see Ericsson with an Ericsson ball, typical Ericsson ball, and we just hit the Tony penalty, which is good.
Yeah. And then what can only be described as game of the night. So I got back home around about 8:30. By the time I had my food and stuff, this game was just starting because it was it 9?
It might be the half 8, half 9 kickoff.
Half 9 kickoff, and I actually sat to watch it up, and I watched Ronaldo's first one, where he's opened up and hit an absolute thumper, hasn't he?
Yeah.
But at that point, I switched off and went to sleep. So talk me through what happened with that.
Well, it was Ronaldo 3, Spurs 2.
Yeah.
Spurs are the better team, and I'll say that objectively as well. What I would say is that our final ball, whatever it was pretty ordinary, and if it had been anything like, we would have won the game, even with Ronaldo's 3 good goals. And that was the difference. He was the difference. Yeah. You know, could Dyer have got out quicker to him for that first one? Probably, but I still think it would have gone in.
No, I don't think there's really any criticism on these.
Because I think when we see those things in slow motion, we don't realise that how quick a decision he makes to short battle it from bang. The second goal that we conceded was a fairly good move. We got caught out a little bit. I mean, what made me laugh with that, and I don't want to see goals like this disallowed, but actually when you looked at it first up, I was like, oh, we might get away with this here. Then all of a sudden the green light came on. You know, it's amazing how some clubs get it only takes a millisecond to get the confirmation, whereas other clubs it doesn't. That said, you don't want goal disallowed for a toenail either side, so that stands. And then the winner was a Ronaldo-esque header. That the only thing that worries me again is that Romero, I think, is quite good, has got done with a header again, like he did with me. But you'll know, playing both ends of the pitch, that it's much easier to head a ball, you've got to run on it, than it is to, as a defender, to stand. So 3 good goals from Ronaldo. Spurs, like I say, I think was as good as they've played over the last month, to be honest. Another day would have come away with at least a point, and they should have still come away with a point. I
think there's always a risk, isn't it? Like, we don't disregard the fact that Ronaldo's a talented player, because he clearly is. He's just inconsistent now because of his age, and every now and again he will have a performance like this, but then he might go 8 games without doing anything.
Correct, and that's the thing. So disappointing in terms of result for Spurs. Obviously, it's that win-loss thing, but I think it was, in all honesty, over the last month or so, I know we lost at Burnley, but since the 2 horrific defeats home to Wolves and Southampton, I actually think we've played reasonably well. And Burnley, another night, we could have easily won.
So, happy with the progress that Conte's making with the squad, and we start to see?
I think so, yeah. I mean, I do. Some of the Spurs fans on some of the forums that I follow are like, he's got to take some responsibility because of sides he's picked. And I do agree with that, but I think now he's settled on his first choice at 11. I think he's...
It's good to see Doty getting a bit
of I mean, he gives the ball away too much, but at least he's getting a run in the side. He's better than Emerson. He's may as well sit between us two. He wouldn't even get a gig on this podcast, let me tell you. Yeah, I know, it wouldn't be where you should be. And I think so. Time will tell as to whether we finish in the top 4. I think we're tough against it. Time will tell about that. Time will tell whether it's enough for him to stand for cancer.
Talking about Spurs, guess what I saw last night?
Johnny.
Yes. Tell me that Harry Kane's going to win the Ballon d'Or. He was like, you play football? I was like, yeah, wait. What's it friendly? I went, no, it's a league, mate. He's like, alright, wait. But you're like Harry Kane, aren't you? And they went, come on, you Spurs. And then he went, Harry Kane for Ballon d'Or this year. What do you reckon, Stu? And I was like, yeah, I'm off to warm up, mate. I'll see you.
But yeah, no, it is. And then we obviously backed it up with a comfortable win in the week.
Yeah, and then Sunday came around, which seemed really bizarre because Sunday felt like Saturday with the amount of fixtures. I watched the Chelsea-Newcastle game, and I did put in our prediction group where I did say, were you not in your cup game against Exiles?
No, that was... I didn't watch it this week.
And I did say in the prediction that I did have Newcastle and Chelsea to draw, and Newcastle should have drawn the game. Other than, was it 89th minute? Havertz, and what a touch.
Yeah.
The ball through is great. Dan Burns, for the first time, just doesn't quite get close.
Yeah,
gets caught a little bit ball watching, then can't quite get there. The first touch by Havertz is absolutely mint. And then touch bang's already gone.
Newcastle had a penalty in that game, shouldn't they?
Yeah.
And I didn't see the incident with the sending off, but by all accounts, I saw the blood blister, whatever it was.
Yeah, well, he nailed it. Yeah, he was, and they looked at it a few times and then didn't do anything about it. So yeah, Havertz should have really been on the pitch to get the goal, and then Newcastle should have had a penalty. So, but massive improvement from the Newcastle team.
Yeah. Although they lost last night, didn't they, against Everton?
Yeah, but we'll go into that in a bit more detail in a sec. But I've got a theory behind Everton. We'll go back. Well, I'm going to say a theory, and then I'm about to talk about the fact they lost at home to Wolves.
Yeah.
I think it's that Goodison aspect that is keeping.
It's going to keep them up.
It's going to keep Everton up.
Yeah.
But yeah, Everton 0, Wolves 1. I just thought that Everton would probably pretty much pick up all the home wins from this point onwards.
Wolves on a good run though, aren't they?
And again, we've mentioned it the last few weeks over and over again. Just seem to be going under the radar, Wolves, like they did the first year, the second year of the Premiership, picking up some tiny points here and there. Leeds 2, Norwich 1, and Norwich should have drawn the game with the chances they had.
There's a young kid, wasn't it, who got the winner at the end.
Yeah, last kick of the game. And then, surprise of the day, Southampton 1, Watford 2. Southampton seem to go through like really weird patches of losing strange games. Like losing 3 or 4 in a row, and then they'll go and beat Chelsea at Chelsea.
But they've done that for that, all the way under. You know when they got done 9 by Leicester, they went on a winning run for like a couple of years back. Yeah, bizarre.
But just gives Watford a bit of a sniff. So I think they're only 3 points behind, or 2 points behind Everton, but Everton have got 2 games in hand.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
And then you've got West Ham beating Aston Villa, the clash of the
Clarets.
Claret and Blues. Good result for West Ham. Just keeps them within that sniff, 4th, even though nobody really wants it.
They had a good result in the Europa as well last night.
Yeah, very good result, yeah. And then Arsenal go and beat Leicester. Leicester, Vardy, did he get injured during the game?
So,
or just before, but he's out now, isn't he?
Yeah.
And I think when you lose him...
They lose something, don't they?
Yeah, there's just a little bit... I don't know if teams kind of sit a little bit deeper with Vardy, so go... Can't get caught with him behind, so we struggle a bit deeper, which just probably gives
frees up other people
a little bit more space. But then when they don't, they push a little bit higher, and it probably just pins Leicester in a bit.
I think Leicester are at that point a little bit after. Ironically, after they won the league, that they need to rebuild. Don't they? If they want to stay in the top half of the table, and I mean they're not in the top half of the table now. That's why I think they need to rebuild. They look a bit light to me.
Yeah,
age-wise and different things.
Oh, I completely agree. And then what can only be the result that has just blown the Premiership.
Correct.
Open. I still think City are going to win it, but I just think it's just been a little bit, and it was Palace again. Palace did it at City a couple of years ago, didn't they?
I think I said this on a message, and I think I've only seen clips, but I think Neville and Carragher alluded to, I think Monday Night Football or whatever, or during the week. That I just have a feeling. The problem is, and I think momentum is a thing, and it's very fragile, isn't it? Because Liverpool suddenly lose or draw a game, and they've got City to play. But I just think the narrative in football and things like that, I suppose, are weird and wonderful things that Man City, with no recognised striker, is going to cost them, just as one Harry Kane is up to his game again.
Yeah.
I just have this feeling when you've got 5 forward scoring, it's not that they're not scoring. Clearly, City have scored goals, but they've come from all the areas, and it's against Palace. It's a poacher's goal they need.
You say that, and you completely agree, because you look at the misses Bernardo Silva's actually had in the game. There's the first one where he could have hit it first time, tried to go around the keeper, and ends up running out of play. Then the other one really squares it to him, and he ends up guiding it past outside the post.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then Liverpool then had the ominous task of then going to have to go and get a result at other places, which of all places they had to go to Arsenal. But before that, Spurs turn around and
Just
turn around.
Just did a job, I think.
It was just a bizarre one because you wouldn't have thought it would be easy going to Brighton because it's not usually.
They've lost 6 on the bounce part.
Yeah. Potter just needs to maybe reassess, regroup.
I think the problem is that they're overachieving with the playing staff they've got.
Yeah.
I think that's the issue. Spurs are very comfortable. Probably should have been Kane missed an open goal. Did you see that earlier on?
I'm not seeing it.
He charged down the kick. It turns a bit like your back heel thing. He charged the keeper down and it sent him away from goal. So he took it first time with his left foot, which I think is the right thing. Some people say, "Oh, why is he not taking a touch?" But defenders and the keeper are coming back because the ricochet had taken him quite wide and obviously quite slow, the ball. So he's trying to take it left foot first time. He's done it. He's actually got it past the far post.
Wow.
Which for him is unusual. And then he actually scored with his left foot in the end. But yeah, comfortable. And a good win for Spurs. Again, they've now got to back it up Sunday at home to West Ham.
Yeah, which will again be a difficult task. And then Liverpool had the hard task of going to Arsenal, which was late Wednesday night for us, early hours Thursday morning.
Yeah.
Strange thing was I woke up to go get it and I was like, I'm so tired. And I missed the first half and it was 0-0 at half time. And I was just like, I just need to go back to sleep. So I went back to sleep and then obviously woke up to find out that we won 2-0. And I did say this to you in the morning I think I said it in the office where I thought Ramsdale should have done better with Jota's goal.
Yeah.
Weak wrist. And then I think, is it Saka that tries to play it down the line and it hits Robertson? And he's trying to be a bit clever when he could have just played an easier pass.
Yeah.
So I think with Arsenal that played really well and limited Liverpool to very few chances. Then they only had 3 shots in target, Liverpool, maybe 4 shots in total, 4 or 5 shots in total. They've done well, but they'll look back on that and go, we actually are the cause of the goals. They could have been stopped.
Good result though. Good result for me as a Spurs fan.
Yeah.
And a good result for you boys and a good result for the neutral, I think, for champion. Because it's on now. Or is it a point difference?
1 point difference. I think we play, I'm not sure if we play before they do.
And then you've obviously got each other to play, haven't you?
Yeah, I think next week we're on the early kick-off. So I think we can actually go above them, which you go back a couple of weeks ago.
Have you been top this season, Liverpool? Because Chelsea were early on, weren't
I think it was Chelsea, yeah.
I'm not sure you have been. I don't know, I'll have to check the statistics to get out there. But
that'd be a shame considering at 1 point it was 12 points.
Yeah, it does not surprise me.
And then Everton, as I mentioned, is at home. I think they're just a different entity. And snuck a 1-0 win.
In the 99th minute.
Having gone down to 10 players. But I don't think there's any argument, it's that really bad cynical fan that could snap somebody's ankle.
They're appealing now, aren't they, I think?
Yeah, I know what he's gone. He's gone to try and just take him out, but it's the impact, I think, towards the foot that if he puts a pleasant...
I've not seen it, I've just read it.
He's kind of, when somebody's running and you jump just to try and trip them up, but he's kind of coming at a strange angle. And if it had been a little bit further forward and he has his foot planted, he could...
I think it's the fact that they're missing for 3 games. He's a fairly big player for me. Have you
big
seen Lampard break his hand in the celebrations?
Did he?
Apparently, I just seen the interview. I saw them with an article. He actually says, I don't know how I've done it. He said, but I've jumped up and it hit something. He said, I've felt it, but obviously not. So once after I sat and his hands going, and after paying post-match interview, his hand's still shaking, it's all bruised. He was like, I'll break more bones if it means more wins. But I think, as poorly as the playing has got a job on there, I think the home crowd will get him over the line. Just.
And for fantasy football this week, there is a grand total of 4 matches, so make sure you have a look at your team before that happens.
Right, my question.
Yes.
It's not very serious, it's very light-hearted, in fact.
Okay.
So, who is your favourite player in the Premiership not playing for Liverpool? And I don't mean a player that who you think's the best or you'd love Liverpool to sign. I just mean your favourite player. Like you've always said that Gascoigne's your favourite player.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. And it only came to me because I thought I really like this guy when I was watching some sport this week or reading something.
Having a look, there's a few dotted about the Premiership. I think my most obvious one would be De Bruyne. Just for the ability of passing range and how much quality. But looking at a team on there, there's a guy that plays for one of these, a West Ham guy, that
Antonio.
I really like. I love his character, I love his personality. It'd have to be Declan Rice.
Well, that's who I went for. not Declan Rice, more character that. Connor Cody.
Connor Cody.
I just think he's got a great character. He's a great leader. You see him on the pitch. I think he makes the best out of fairly limited ability.
Yeah.
And he's reborn himself, didn't he? He didn't have it
easy.
easy.
He was centre midfielder.
Yeah, and then and now he's in England squad member. I think he's a great addition to the England squad as a squad person. And I just thought, what a guy he is.
Yeah.
Bit similar to Declan Rice. So yeah, Connor Cody for me.
Okay. Right. So one of our assistant gaffer, Danny Phillips, is currently out in the Windies.
Has he gone? Has he?
He's gone.
Because he was the one I saw at the T20, didn't he?
Yes,
Yeah.
and he literally posted. He's literally somebody hit a boundary, and he's gone to and he's jumping up, and he's just put a clip of it on. It's like, look, the guys have caught me celebrating our 55th win on camera, and he's jumping around in the background.
He would have been happy with number 55 because Ben Stokes wears the number 55 shirt.
All right.
And he got a swashbuckling 100 yesterday.
Did you see the picture he put on the group? Let me just. I thought you were in the T20 hospitality.
Oh no.
Do you? Or it must have been in the other group, but I'm going to quickly show you. Do you recognise this gentleman? Is the question. Gives me 3 seconds. Not that one. Not that either.
It's a busy group. This.
Oh, this is where they posted 55. All the numbers. Oh, maybe he's posted in a random group and I can't find it. But there's a big lad. I think he must have been a player.
Steve Harmer says it.
No, big dreadlocks, all the gold.
Oh, Chris Gale.
It possibly is. I'll have a little look in a second.
Chris, he's there. He's been dancing. Was he dancing with him?
Why don't you tell us about it while I have a quick scan?
So England have actually done. They've gone past 500. Root got 150. Young Danlon's 91. Stokes back to his best, 120 off 128 balls. Just at one point, he scored 64 off 34 deliveries. So we're going, and we've got a wicket there, so we're in a really good position going into day 3. I think the wicket is really flat. I did go to bed before the third session.
What time is it in our time then?
So it's 6 o'clock start our time in the evening. So the third session's like till 1 o'clock over midnight or whatever. But apparently it's taking a bit of spin, so fingers crossed that is the case, because it would be good to get a test match win, because it's been a while for England. There certainly looks to be a bit of changing, not attitude, but just changing in spirit. I don't know. Collingwood, I've always liked Paul Collingwood, because talk about Connor Cody. Paul Collingwood is exactly the same. He was a World Cup winning captain, T20 for England, played a lot of cricket in all 3 formats. Limited in ability, a hell of a field, but limited in other areas, but got the very best out of himself. And I think working class from up north, and enjoys the game, I think. And I think he's got that respect from the players because of that. So, see what it goes. They need a win. They need to get the full-time job. I think he needs a test match win or a series win.
Yeah. And
it's going to be difficult on pitches that are a bit like this table. Offer very little, and probably bowling is, with all the people that aren't there and injuries, and even Wood's gone down injuries, probably our weakest part at the minute, even though our bat is not overly strong either. So it'll be tricky, but yeah, and it looks wonderful. I mean, Barbados is a place where I've been and toured, and it just looks sensational, so I'm very jealous of your assistant gaffer, let me tell you.
Yeah, well, he does listen in, so... yeah, Danny, you'll have to let us know. I can't find the pictures.
Get on the Barmy Army. There.
Well, he just show a video of him sat on the beach. He wasn't even sat on the beach. He was sat on a jet ski on the beach watching the cricket. And he did mention that he was a little bit hungover because of having too much rum.
Yeah, the rum punch is deadly.
Yeah, so
deadly.
Fully enjoying himself. Right, shall we have a little look at fantasy football?
Yeah.
So, a bit of an error. I didn't get a chance to change my team. But even though I didn't get a chance to change my team, I still scored 81 points.
I scored a nice something.
So a little bit disappointed with myself, because my aim was to try and break that top 10, and I think, that's gone now.
Sure,
but the cup is starting in 2 weeks' time.
Right, and it's automatic on it.
Game week 32, we have no choice of the cup. It's done by them. It's the top X amount of players.
I was looking forward to getting Harry back on the live draw.
Yeah, oh yeah. Good luck getting loads of them. You'd have to sit him on the floor behind a camera shot. But yeah, so we'll look forward to that. But this week's weekly winner was none other than Tom Jackson with 125 points, which actually leapfrogs him from second place into first. So
over the 2,000 point mark.
yeah, so congratulations.
Had a good week, Jacko.
Yeah, very good week. So well done and congratulations on two different fronts.
Correct.
So Jack, what have we got planned for the rest of the weekend?
We're gonna
Scouting mission.
We're gonna have a beverage tonight, are we?
I think we may just to
Okay.
personal celebration between me and Jack.
Yeah, we'll have a beverage tomorrow.
He's gonna have a shave.
No, I'm not gonna go a beard. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go.
You're not gonna look well on this video.
I don't know what the plan is actually.
You look a bit like Jack Sparrow when because you can just see little tufts here, and then you think, and then it looks quite bald here, so a bit of Jack Sparrow going on.
It's alright.
Yeah, get on the run.
Get on the run. Wow.
But end of the day, Jack.
What do we know?